will start with the first concept known as going concern. Please ध्यान देना. Now, ध्यान दो please. The very typical concepts. Okay. अगर तुम इसको पढ़ोगे तो कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आएगा, so ध्यान दो so that you understand कि ये क्या है, because you will be given so many statements and from the statements you will have to identify कि कौन सा concept इस पे act कर रहा है. So ध्यान देना. Now, first concept very important for accountancy is going concern. Now, going. What is the meaning of the word concern? Okay, we say concern यानी किसके लिए हमें concern है, पर in accounts concern means what? Concern means the business. Now what is the meaning of going business? Going business यानी क्या? Ongoing. Can I say going concern assumption means here we assume that the business is going to go on and on and on and on. For example, you will see all these concepts are connected with our human life. All of us around, practically all are connected with us. Now, we make plans for 25th December, 31st December. Next year, मैं improve हो जाऊंगा. नेक्स्ट ईयर मैं पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दूंगा. कल से अलाउ मी, कल से मैं ये करूंगा. 5 साल बाद मेरे पास इतना सैलरी या इतना क्वालिफिकेशन होना चाहिए. बहुत सारे प्लानिंग करते हम लोग. नो, किसी को मिलते फिर वापस बोलते, जब जाते बिछड़ते तो बोलते कि कल मिलेंगे, फिर मिलेंगे. बराबर है ना? ओके. तो ये सब हम जो बात करते, जो प्लानिंग करते, हम पेरेंट्स प्लानिंग करते रहते हैं अपने ओल्ड एज के लिए, रिटायरमेंट के लिए. ये सब हम करते विद व्हाट एजम्पशन? कैन आई से ये एजम्पशन है कि हाँ 25 दिसंबर को आई विल पार्टी, बट ये एजम्पशन है कि 25 दिसंबर को आई विल बी अलाइव. ऐसा एजम्पशन नहीं है. यू विल बी डेड. अच्छा, समझ में नहीं आ रहा मेरा लैंग्वेज तुम लोगों को, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? तुम क्या एज्यूम करते हो? अगर तुम किसी को बोलते हो कि मैं तुम्हें कल मिलूंगा, तो ऐसा एजम्पशन होता है कि कल तुम जिंदा रहोगे. यू अंडरस्टूड दिस? ओके. सो देयर इज व्हाट्स सो फनी कीर्तन? अच्छा, थिंकिंग अबाउट 14 Feb got lost somewhere. Okay. So whenever we tell someone कल मिलेंगे, 2 साल बाद मैं ये करूंगा, कल मैं ये करूंगा, कल मैं स्कूल जाऊंगा, ओके, कल मैं क्लास में आऊंगा, कल मेरा टेस्ट है. नाउ ये सब जो हम बातें करते हैं विद व्हाट एजम्पशन कि वी विल आल्सो बी अलाइव टुमारो, इजंट इट? सेम वे इन बिजनेस we always assume that the business is a going concern. You all agree that life is so uncertain.
Yes.
Okay, it may happen, we don't see tomorrow. Possible है कि नहीं है? Possible है ना? कि किसको पता है कल क्या होगा? पर हम ये सब सोचते रहते, प्लान करते रहते, बातें करते रहते, क्या सोच के कि हम ऐसा एज्यूम करते हमारे दिमाग में कि हम उस दिन पे, उस मोमेंट पे जिंदा रहने वाले हैं. Same similarly in business we assume that the business is going to be a going concern. Going means not going somewhere. Going means that the business is going to go on and on and on. यानी ये business है जिसका life is infinite. ऐसा हम assume करते हैं that the business is going to go on and on and on and on. Okay, ये assumption कहाँ पे use होता है? You have done so many sums where you have prepared a balance sheet. The complete balance sheet is based on this assumption of going concern. Guess what is a balance sheet? See, the balances is a statement containing summary of balances of accounts of assets, liabilities and capital which are carried forward to the next year. Balance का मतलब क्या है? Can I say balance यानी बाकी? If I say in normal language कि balance कितलू balance है यानी कितना पैसा बाकी है balance. तो ये जो balance sheet है we say as on some particular date, as on 31/3/2014 or 15. So these are the balances of my accounts as on 31/3/2014, which will be carried forward to the next year. When I say next year, can I say I'm assuming that the business will be existing in the next year? Now, say for example, you have debtors. You record debtors. वो debtors जिससे हमें पैसा लेना है. तो ये debtors का जो balance है, वो 31st March तक को हमें मिला नहीं है. ये हमें मिलने वाला है. कब मिलेगा? In the next year. So the assumption is there when we prepare a balance sheet that the business will also be present. Okay, fixed assets, say machinery. We record machinery at what value? We have a book value and then we have minus depreciation. We say life of the machine is 10 years. बराबर है? That's why it's our asset. It is there in the business for a longer period of time. तो हर साल 10%, 10%, 10%, 10% में राइट ऑफ करता हूँ. तो मैं जब कहता हूँ कि ये मशीनरी 10 साल चलेगा, तो कहना से एजम्पशन है कि ये बिजनेस भी 10 साल रहेगा. You understood this? Okay, so all our assets, all our liabilities and capital are based on this concept of going concern, that the business is going to go on and on and on and on. We record creditors, right? It means we have to pay. Have we paid right now?
No.
The business will pay in the next year with the assumption that the business will be there. Okay, let's take a reverse case. कोई business going concern नहीं है, ऐसा possible है? हो सकता है ना कि business कर देना है बंद. तो क्या हम ये सब बना सकते हैं बैलेंस शीट? ये बैलेंसेस जो ये साल है वो नेक्स्ट ईयर जा ही नहीं सकते बिकॉज ये साल हमारा बिजनेस हो गया बंद. सो यू विल डू अ चैप्टर डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म इन 12th स्टैंडर्ड वेयर देयर विल बी नो बैलेंस शीट. व्हाट ऑल बैलेंस शीट इज देयर? इट विल बी क्लोज. कोई बैलेंस शीट होगा ही नहीं. बैलेंस शीट कब बनेगा? व्हेन इट इज अ गोइंग कंसर्न. All of you understood this. Going concern में याद क्या रखना है कि business is going to go on and on and on and on. फिर मिलेंगे, कल मिलेंगे, 5 साल बाद, 10 साल बाद प्लानिंग करते ना लोग. 25 साल बाद a kid is born and parents start planning. 25 years के बाद इतना फंड चाहिए, 20 years के बाद इतना फंड चाहिए. समझ में आया सबको? What is going concern? All of you? कुछ भी गोखने की जरूरत नहीं है. याद क्या रखोगे? That the business is going to go on and on and on and on. Okay, if a business is not going concern, then machinery को कौन से value पे लेंगे? Machinery will be taken at net realizable या sales value because अब ये machine use होने वाला ही नहीं है क्योंकि business हो रहा है बंद. समझ में आ गया what is going concern? All these balances in the balance sheet are because we are assuming कि ये साल का क्लोजिंग नेक्स्ट ईयर का ओपनिंग पर नेक्स्ट ईयर आएगा ना, हम ऐसा एज्यूम करते हैं. इज दिस क्लियर? ओके. इफ द ऑडिटर्स गो एंड वेरीफाई द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स और उनको ऐसा लगता है कि ये बिजनेस अब गोइंग कंसर्न नहीं है, तो दे हैव टू क्वालिफाई इट इन देयर रिपोर्ट्स कि दिस बिजनेस इज नो लॉन्गर अ गोइंग कंसर्न. अंडरस्टूड दिस? ओके. Now, I'll give you some examples which you will write down over here. First, assets. Fixed assets are shown in balance sheet. Why I'm giving you all these statements is because in exam the statements will come and you have to identify balance sheet at their depreciated value. You understood this first? Fixed assets को कौन से अमाउंट पे लेंगे एट द डेप्रिशिएटेड वैल्यू. ओके, देन प्रीपेड. If something is prepaid, you all know prepaid insurance? हम कहते हैं कि ये साल एक्सपेंस नहीं है, ये साल ये हमारा असेट है, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर हम वो बिजनेस में यूज करेंगे. इट इज पेड इन एडवांस. सो प्रीपेड एक्सपेंसेस. देन work in progress. See, semi-finished goods. Or work in progress. Now, what is work in progress? Yeah. Now, work in progress is that you are manufacturing something. As on 31st March, रात को 12 बजे तक, you were not able to complete that raw material into finished goods. वो कहीं पे बीच में अटक गया. So they are known as your work in progress. Now ये work in progress कब खत्म होगा? कब finished goods बनेगा? In the next year. So we again assume that the business is going to be there. Understood this then? Deferred revenue expense. What a deferred revenue expense? Do you remember advertisement suspense account?
Yes.
Advertisement expense incurred, the benefit is for 5 years. तो benefit कब रहेगा? अगर business होगा तो ही benefit रहेगा. So these are all examples of going concern. याद रहेगा going concern क्या है? पता चल गया सबको? When we say आओ, bye bye, take care, see you tomorrow. We follow this assumption in our life. Okay, same concept. Okay, right, फटाफट. Now, should we go to the next one? Yeah. All of you understood this? You have any doubts? Okay. Second, consistency. ध्यान दो. Consistency. Dipiksha, tremendous consistency था उसका. वरुण, tremendous consistency. रुकता नहीं, रुकेगा ही नहीं, चालू पड़ेगा तो वो ऐसे छुप छुप के भी बातें कर देगा, लेकिन चुप रहेगा. क्या consistency है दोस्ती. Varun, don't be so upset. I know it's a fake face, poker face. Okay. Now, exactly. Consistency यानी क्या? Can I say जो भी है वो consistently follow होना चाहिए. Accounts में what is consistency? That what all accounting policies, practices, procedures we follow, we have to consistently use it year on year. क्यों? क्यों? ऐसा क्यों है कि जो फॉलो करते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम यूज करते हैं मेथड ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन. एक साल मैंने यूज किया स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड, दूसरे साल मैंने यूज किया स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड, तीसरे साल में कंटाळ गया, बोला क्या मजा नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ नया करते हैं, तो मैंने यूज किया रिटर्न डाउन वैल्यू. फिर चौथे साल मुझे लगा अभी यार ये दोनों बकवास मेथड है, कोई नया मेथड करते. तो बहुत सारे मेथड्स हैं, तो सम ऑफ इयर्स ऑफ डिजिट मेथड, ऐसा मेथड मैंने यूज किया. फिर कुछ साल यूज किया, फिर कंटाळ गया, बोला नहीं नहीं वो पहला वाला ही अच्छा था, आप आ जाओ वापस स्ट्रेट लाइन। ऐसा कर सकता हूँ कि मजा आ गया, ऐसा कर सकते हो? ओके, क्यों नहीं कर सकते? Apply your mind and give me a reply. Why do we have all these principles? They are with a purpose. क्यों नहीं कर सकते चेंज? अच्छा, कोई रोक सकता है हमें? रोक नहीं सकता, ऑडिटर्स रोक सकते हैं, बाकी मुझे अकाउंटिंग जो करना है करूं। तो क्यों नहीं कर सकता मैं ये? अमाउंट चेंज था, नो, व्हाट्स द पर्पस? हाँ, अमाउंट चेंज था, ऑब्वियस है, एसएलएम टू डब्ल्यूडीवी, डब्ल्यूडीवी टू एसएलएम, हर साल नया 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 करते रहो। क्यों नहीं कर सकते हो? यस, सोचो सोचो, यही तुम्हारा रियल डेवलपमेंट है। Can I say there will be no comparability of results? एक साल मैंने असेट को स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड यूज किया, दूसरे साल भी स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड यूज किया, अब तीसरे साल WDV कर दिया। आई होप यू ऑल नो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बोथ द मेथड्स। तो कैन आई से मैं प्रीवियस ईयर के रिजल्ट को करंट ईयर के रिजल्ट से कंपेयर नहीं कर सकता, बिकॉज दोनों में मेथड वाज डिफरेंट। सो इफ आई फॉलो एनी मेथड then it has to be followed consistently year on year on year on year. You understood this? Comparability चला जाता है, क्योंकि जो रिजल्ट्स तुम कंपेयर करते हो, करंट ईयर रिजल्ट विद प्रीवियस ईयर रिजल्ट, तो यहाँ पे कुछ और मेथड्स यूज किए, यहाँ पे कोई और मेथड यूज किए। हो सकता है कि you played around with books of accounts to show good financial position to shareholders, when in reality it is not same. हो सकता है ना, यहाँ पे तुम्हें लग रहा था ओके करंट ईयर में कि लास्ट ईयर तक हम स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड WDV मेथड फॉलो कर रहे थे, ओके अब ये साल मुझे स्ट्रेट लाइन मेथड फॉलो करना है, तो मेरा प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी जो एक्सेस बढ़ गया उसको कम करना है। कर सकते हैं ना एडजस्टमेंट्स, बिकॉज द अमाउंट ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन इज डिफरेंट इन बोथ द केसेस। इज दिस क्लियर? Okay, so what all we follow, we have to consistently follow year on year on year on year. One is method of depreciation, then one of the example is method of valuation of stock. Stock में various methods are there. I'll give you few examples. First in, first out, FIFO. Last in, first out, SAM. सिंपल एवरेज मेथड, वैट, वेटेड एवरेज मेथड, ये सब अलग अलग है। तुमने फाइनल अकाउंट्स का फर्स्ट एडजस्टमेंट देखा था, उसमें ऐसा लिखा था कि कॉस्ट ऑफ क्लोजिंग स्टॉक या वैल्यू ऑफ क्लोजिंग स्टॉक या अमाउंट ऑफ क्लोजिंग स्टॉक वाज सो एंड सो। तो वो अमाउंट कैसे डिटरमाइन किया, उसके लिए अलग अलग मेथड्स हैं। नाउ पहले साल फीफो यानी फर्स्ट इन फर्स्ट आउट, दूसरे साल लीफो, ऐसा मैं कर सकता हूँ? I cannot do it. If I follow one method, I have to stick to that method. Is this clear? All of you understood this? Now, you may say कि सर अगर कुछ change करना है तो कैसे कर सकते हैं? If you want to change the methods, you can change under 3 circumstances. Okay? You can change the method. First is, okay, government says, so statutory requirement. Government कहता है कि ये मेथड अब तुम्हें फॉलो करना नहीं है, तो you have no option but you have to change the method. Say for example, last in first out is not valid. Got it? Depreciation except straight line method and reducing balance method. Other methods are not allowed. Second is ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. वो कहता है कि तुम अब ये मेथड फॉलो कर सकते नहीं हो, तो you have no option but to change the method. Third is better presentation. Now कोई ऐसा कहता नहीं कि मेथड चेंज करो, but by changing the method, if you feel that it will give a better picture of the financial position of the business. You can change the method of depreciation or method of valuation of stock or anything which you have been consistently following. But whenever you change these methods in the report, you have to mention that this year, because of this reason, we changed the method from this to this, and because of that, there is an impact on profit by so and so amount. ऐसा एक concept है accounts में known as full disclosure. Full disclosure यानी तुम कुछ भी बदलते हो, कुछ भी information जो necessary है, you have to disclose it to the shareholders, the owners. Is this clear? You understood this? All of you? Consistency क्या पता चल गया? Okay, लिख लो ये. Simple average method, VAM is weighted average method. You learn these methods, okay? SAM is simple average method. Weighted average method. Further studies and accounts, you will learn all these chapters. Valuation of inventory. Very important, accrual. Pay attention. Now, how do we keep our books of accounts? That is connected with this concept, accrual concept. There are two methods which we follow. One is cash basis. Dhyan dena please. Very interesting. And other is accrual basis, also known as mercantile system. Now what is this? What is cash basis? Now, dhyan dena. ध्यान देना 31st March you were supposed, say for example there's a doctor was supposed to perform an operation on 31st March. Okay, he performed the operation on 31st March, but he got the money on 1st April of the next year. You understood what's the next year? Next accounting year. Now, if we are following, say for example, it was worth 2 lakhs. Say for example, on 31st March, a doctor performs the operation. He gets the money on 1st April for which is rupees 2 lakhs. If that person follows cash basis, this 2 lakh, let's give a year, say 15. 15. If he follows cash basis, जब पैसा मिला तब वो उसका income हुआ. This income, this 2 lakh will be income for the year 15 and 16. Is this clear? But if the doctor follows accrual basis यानी revenue recognized when earned and expenses recognized when service comes in, rent expense incurred when incurred. If the doctor follows accrual basis, he will say कि ऑपरेशन मैंने कब किया 31st मार्च को, तो ये 2 लाख मेरा इनकम है फॉर द ईयर 2014-2015. You understood the difference? Because यहाँ पे accrual basis में revenue recognized when earned, यानी मैंने ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म किया तो मुझे मेरा इनकम हो गया, पैसा मिला कि नहीं मिला वो बात की बात है। You understood this? But if I follow cash basis, then what? Then जब पैसा मिला तब वो मेरा इनकम होगा। You understood? Generally, theoretically, doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, they used to follow this cash basis in earlier times. Now everyone follows accrual basis. Now, right now, electricity expense हो रहा है मेरा कि नहीं हो रहा है? But am I paying the money? फिर भी हम कहते हैं ना खर्चा हो गया। ऐसा होता है घर पे, लाइट्स चालू रख दिए तुमने दिन में, तो पेरेंट्स से बहुत बिल आता है, खर्चा कम करो, बंद करो लाइट। तो what we are saying, the moment we receive the services, expenses are income. So our accountancy system is based on this. Outstanding salary. Can I say an example of this? काम करा लिया तो पैसा देना पड़ेगा, खर्चा हो गया. So we add to profit and loss account debit side, and second effect is balance sheet liabilities. Is this clear? All of you understood this? Okay. इसके examples लिखो. Examples. First, goods sold on credit. Whenever we sell goods on credit, am I getting cash? No. But still I record it as my sales. करते हैं ना record, trading account credit side आता है sales और balance sheet asset side आता है debtors. ओके हम उसको हमारा इनकम सेल्स में गिन लेते, उसके ऊपर से हम ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट भी फाइंड कर लेते. समझ में आया सबको? ओके सो फर्स्ट एग्जांपल इज गुड्स सोल्ड ऑन क्रेडिट. सेकंड इज यू कैन से एक्सपेंसेस पेएबल. सैलरी पेएबल फॉर एग्जांपल, सैलरी पेएबल और आउटस्टैंडिंग. We give two effects. We add it to our expense because we have not paid. Still we follow accrual basis. We have received the services, so it is added to expenses. Got it? And third, advance received. Not taken as income. याद है सबको? Income received in advance is not our income. It is our, सोच के जवाब देना. It is our liability. Okay, so advance received not taken as income but liability. पैसा तो मिल गया पर अभी तक सर्विसेज दिया नहीं है. Got it? लिख लिया सबने? Okay, now you write fundamental accounting assumptions are. Fundamental accounting assumptions are. First is going concern. Second is consistency. Third is accrual. Now, ये याद रखना, very important. Which are the fundamental accounting assumption? अच्छा, assumption यानी क्या सबको पता चल गया ना? We assume. मैंने कहा था ना कल मिलेंगे, ये संडे को तुम्हारा टेस्ट, तो assumption है कि everything will be existing as it is what it is today. Okay, so ये accounting assumptions कहाँ करते हैं हम? किसको देख के ये assume करते हैं? When we see the financial statements, financial information, we see the balance sheet, trading profit and loss account. At that time, we assume कि the business is going to be a going concern. ये जो financial statements बने हैं उसमें जो policies, principles, practices, procedures है they are followed consistently year on year, and everything is done, accounting is done based on accrual concept. यानी income is recognized when it is earned and expenses are recognized when they are incurred. All of you understood this? याद रखना ये. This can come in your exam, very important. Which are the 3 fundamental accounting assumptions? Yeah, multiple choice question. Which of the following is an accounting assumption? Extremely important for exam. 4th one. Accounting entity. Write with me. Also known as business entity. Very simple concepts now. Accounting entity or business entity, when you remember this thing in your mind, okay? You remember this working, owner and business? Owner and business are considered to be 2 separate entities. Okay? Now anything from the business for the owner is recognized as capital or drawings. Why? Because of accounting entity concept. हम क्या मानते हैं? Owner and business are 2 separate person. अगर मेरे घर का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल मैंने पे किया बिजनेस में से, तो उसको क्या रिकॉर्ड करते हैं? Drawings. Because of this accounting concept, all personal expenses are treated as drawings because of the concept of accounting entity. ऐसा कोई भी example आता है, okay, जहाँ पे owner के personal expense paid from the business, कौन सा concept? तो we say accounting entity. Now, you remember this? A is equal to C plus L. Now we say asset is equal to liability, but capital is a liability towards the owners because of this accounting concept. Is this clear? A is equal to C plus L. You can write an example. Personal expense of owner treated as drawings because we consider owner and business as 2 separate entities. Next concept, देखो money measurement. Very simple concepts. 5th one, money measurement. Are you able to recall our first lecture of accounts where we tell that accountancy is about recording of transactions, but we record only economic transactions. We do not record non-economic transactions. याद आया सबको? Now, economic transactions we record. What are economic transactions? Which are related to money. Say anything what we record in books of accounts has to be recorded in monetary terms. If I am buying 10 chairs, so I have to see कि उसका amount कितना है. 10 chairs into 1000, that is 10,000. So anything we record, it has to be measured in terms of money. That's why we have this concept of money measurement. जो भी होगा as per monetary terms. Understood this? Now, non-economic transactions. There are certain non-economic transactions which are very important for shareholders, owners, okay, creditors, now investors. But क्या होता है? Because we record only economic transactions, we never record them, although they may be very important. For example, order received. Do we record order received? Order received क्या है? Non-economic transaction. but owners के लिए, investors के लिए, isn't it a very important information? So this is one of the limitation of money measurement. There may be certain things which are very important, but we cannot record it because of money measurement concept. Is this clear? Write this. Recorded in books of accounts. Not recorded. Books of accounts. Okay, 6 concept. These are very simple concepts. Periodicity concept. Now, go back to the first concept what we did in your mind. First concept क्या था हमारा? Going concern. हमने उसमें क्या assume किया कि life of the business is infinite. Now we want to find the performance of our company. We want to find the profitability. Will we wait कि ये business जब बंद होगा तब हम हमारा profitability देखेंगे? We divide the life of the business into various years, starting from 1st April, ending on 31st March, as per the concept of periodicity. Now, मुझे ये बताओ, जो भी results है, is generally for the year 1st April to 31st March. When will we not follow 1st April or 31st March? हम ये follow periodicity concept जो है, एक साल का profitability, एक साल का financial information, ये कब follow नहीं करेंगे? जब business बंद होगा. Yes, very good. जब ये business मान लो 1st April से 30th September को business बंद हो गया, तो the results will not be for 1 year. It will be from 1st April to 30th September. Can I say same is the case of beginning of the business? I can start my business on 1st March. Then the results will be for only 1 month. But next year it will be again for 1 year. Understood this? Periodicity concept में क्या याद रखोगे? The life of the business is divided into annual years, starting from 1st April, ending on 31st March. Is this clear? Okay, we are talking of organized business only. Is this clear? Now, full disclosure में हमने देखा था when we did the concept of consistency कि अगर कोई भी method change हुआ तो हमें इसको disclose करना पड़ेगा. You cannot hide important information. If you hide important information, what will happen? तुम्हारे जो results हैं, उसके base पे लोग invest करते हैं तुम्हारी company में. Can I say you are cheating them? You are deceiving them? तो accounts में ऐसा concept है known as full disclosure, where you have to disclose any change in the methods of example, say depreciation, valuation of stock, and any other important information. As per the concept of full disclosure, है ना? अगर तुमने method change किया under any compulsion, तो फिर you have to tell that you have changed the method because of this reason, and because of change in the method, the impact on profit or loss is so and so. Is this clear?